breaking news happening now. This is Wave 3 News.
Terror tonight in Paris. French television reporting as many as 60 people dead, more wounded, and around 100 people taken hostage. All part of a series of coordinated attacks at a popular nightlife spot, a restaurant, a theater, a mall, and a nearby soccer stadium. Thanks for joining us for Wave 3 News at 7. I'm Janelle McDonald.
And I'm Connie Leonard. This is a live look right now from Paris. About an hour ago, the French president declaring a state of emergency across the country, closing down the borders.
First, a reported shootout at a restaurant, then some shot and killed, others taken hostage inside a theater where an American band was playing a concert. Also, 2 explosions outside of a soccer stadium while the country's team played Germany, clearing the stands in a panic. A shooting also reported inside a shopping mall. President Obama a little more than an hour ago saying the U.S. will give France whatever it needs, calling this an attack on humanity.
France is our oldest ally. The French people have stood shoulder to shoulder with the United States time and again. And we want to be very clear that we stand together with them in the fight against terrorism and extremism.
We have much more information always on these attacks on wave3.com and also in our next half hour and tonight on Wave 3 News at 11.
Here at home in Louisville, a homicide, a police chase, a bank robbery, and a manhunt all before 2 o'clock today. Quite a busy Friday the 13th for LMPD, hot on the trail of multiple suspects. And we begin with that manhunt in St. Matthews.
Police were looking for 2 people in connection to the murder outside of a Taco Bell this week. The man and woman crashed a car on Delridge Drive, then they took off into the woods. Police searched near Walden School on Westport Road for a while, even locking down the school and delaying dismissal for a few minutes. Eventually, officers searching the area just a few houses down from where the pair left their car found them trying to get into a nearby home. Bringing out first 34-year-old Angela Tingle, and then there she is. Just a few minutes later, they had her boyfriend, 39-year-old Larry Edward Caffey, was in custody as well.
They said stay inside until you get all clear, and then it's on the news. And then we heard from a couple people from watching one of the newscasts that it was a homicide, and we were like, oh really? Great, okay.
As police were searching for Tingle and Caffey, several other schools in the area, including St. Matthews Elementary and Holy Trinity, were on heightened security as well. A police chase you saw live here on Wave 3 News went on for a half hour and 25 miles.
Fortunately, no one was hit or hurt when Armstead Baylor raced down Dixie Highway and into Hardin County late this morning. It began at a Cash Express on Dixie Highway.
You're just upset and shocked, and you don't know what's going on.
It's where it all started just after 10:30 as a man walked into the Cash Express at 9100 Dixie Highway.
It's very scary, especially because I'm in here by myself.
Karen Sissel, a hairstylist next door, had a client when a Cash Express employee came in.
And she told me they had just been robbed.
After the holdup, police say the man jumped in his red car, and Metro units that happened to be in the area spotted it. The chase began. The suspect headed southbound on Dixie Highway, but also sped down many side streets in Valley Station from Lower River Road to Wasson Lane and Bethany Lane, a total of 25 miles in the chase. At times, the suspect was driving at high speeds. At the Welcome to Radcliffe sign, he lost control of the car, hit a culvert, damaging the vehicle. He picked up speed again. A few miles later, Radcliffe police in the area had set up some stop sticks right in front of Robbie Catlett's tattoo shop.
I was sitting in there working on my drawings for today, and I heard the screech in the tires, and I thought it was a wreck or something. And next thing I know, I come out here and I see all the cop cars just screeching tires to a halt. And the guy jumped out of his red car here and took off running behind the building, and then all the cops chased after him.
The hotel, the Super 8, Radcliffe police were able to arrest him without any problem. I mean, what were you thinking when all this was going down?
I wasn't. It was just all of a sudden.
At one point, police took the alleged robber back into the hotel to look for a gun, we are told.
I'm glad they caught the guy for sure. I don't want him out running the streets for sure.
Now, Metro Police tell us they are still They were still interviewing that suspect, but again, he has been charged with robbery and traffic offenses tonight.
Around 8 o'clock this morning, a man held up a local credit union. He hit the Jefferson County Federal Credit Union branch off of 9600 Ormsby Station Road, according to police. The man managed to get inside the bank and force 3 workers into the vault. The robber got away with some cash. The employees, though, were not hurt. Police are still looking for that bank robber.
Before that, at 3 o'clock this morning, a man found dead inside a hotel. Police responded to the Red Roof Inn on Preston Highway, finding 28-year-old Thomas Grimsmer dead. A 911 hang-up led police to the crime scene. The coroner confirms he was choked to death. Police say a friend that was staying in the same room as Grimsmer killed him. That suspect in custody and is cooperating, we are told. Well, the University of Louisville under scrutiny yet again.
A lawsuit has been filed claiming it does not have enough minorities on its board of trustees. Just last month, one of the board members stepped down so that a new African-American member could take his place. But some say that is still not enough. Wave 3 News reporter Natalia Martinez got her hands on the lawsuit and has this exclusive story.
Another racial issue at the University of Louisville leads to a lawsuit. It claims minorities are still underrepresented on the university's board of trustees.
It has not reached what is required by the law.
In September, the Kentucky Attorney General's office issued an opinion that a state law required the board to have 2, quote, racial minorities instead of the 1 it currently had. One board member immediately stepped down so Governor Beshear could appoint African-American member William Summers. That seemed to resolve the issue at first, but now the Kentucky Resource Center has filed the suit saying Cuban-American member Paul Diaz does not count as a minority.
But I'm just defining what the law says, and the law has to be clear on that.
The federal census does not define Hispanics or Latinos as a race, but the Attorney General's opinion said they still counted for purposes of the board.
It currently stands, Hispanics are included in that definition, and therefore legally our board is duly constituted.
Now the lawsuit is asking a court to define exactly who counts as a racial minority and how many needed to be on the U of L board. Governor Beshear told us he does believe Diaz and Summers meet what is legally required.
I hope in the future, the next governor, when appointments come up, may even expand that to some degree.
That was Natalia Martinez. For the Justice Resource Center, the bottom line is this: 20% of Louisville is African American. The Justice Resource Center says there should be more than 1 African American on the university's 20-member board. Tonight, the chill is coming.
It's already here. Meteorologist Brian Good in for Kevin tonight. And Brian, what about all those folks leaving the basketball game later tonight, and of course at the football games out there?
Well, for those leaving the KFC Youngstown, it's going to be a shock to the system when they step outside. For those at the football games, they are going to go through it gradually. So hopefully they brought their winter coat with them because they're going to need it. I mean, look at these numbers already down into the 40s. Look at Tell City already at 40 degrees. So we're going to have some 30s on the map before midnight for tonight. And as we look at the radar and satellite, there's nothing to track. I mean, it's nice and quiet over the entire region, really. You got to go way past Kansas to find clouds moving in from our west. So here's how the outlook is looking for the overnight period. We're talking about temperatures dropping into the lower 30s here in the city. But some folks for tomorrow morning here in Wave Country will wake up with temperatures in the 20s. So hope you have a snuggle buddy because you're going to need it for tomorrow morning. But I do have some good news to share. It's surprising, I know. Details on that coming up here in just a few more minutes.
All right, we're looking forward to that good news. Thanks, Brian. Well, it is more than just a lost phone.
The connection one woman's search has with missing mother Crystal Rogers.
And criminals taking advantage of one community's heartache for personal gain. The thieves trying to profit off Detective Daniel Ellis's death.
Plus, a pastor's pregnant wife murdered inside of their Indianapolis home. The one person police say they are 100% sure did not pull the trigger.
We are coming. We are coming. And I hope it's not long.
That was the message today from police to whoever killed Amanda Blackburn and her unborn baby. The relatively safe and quiet Indianapolis neighborhood shaken by a gruesome crime. Indianapolis police say today surveillance video shows the suspect in her murder on their front doorstep.
Neighbors also said they saw a suspicious person walking around that night. Blackburn was shot during a home invasion. Police say her husband, a church pastor, has been 100% cleared from the case. He was at the gym at the time of the shooting, and surveillance video from the gym solidifies his alibi. Blackburn was 13 weeks pregnant at the time, her unborn baby not surviving that attack. Her 1-year-old son was asleep in the bedroom and was not hurt.
There has been an outpouring of support for fallen Richmond officer Daniel Ellis, but some people are trying to profit off the community's generosity. In Lexington, police say a man was trying to scam people, saying he was taking in money for Officer Ellis's family. Another person was asking for donations in honor of Ellis. Those in Madison County are understandably upset as they are holding legitimate fundraisers for Officer Ellis.
If you want to help and you see a sign or see someone asking for money on the side of the road, pretty much just know that that's not us.
Quit using somebody else's sorrow, let the family let him rest in peace.
It's just really sad, like the fact that somebody is selling this money for themselves, basically.
Monday at the Madison County Fairgrounds, there will be a $5 spaghetti dinner and a silent auction. 100% of those proceeds will go to Officer Ellis's family.
Democratic candidate for President Hillary Clinton is coming to Louisville. The state's Democratic Party confirms the frontrunner will visit for a fundraising event next Friday. This is an invite-only event at the 21C Museum and Hotel. Clinton was here last November to stump for then Senate candidate Allison Lundergan Grimes.
A laundromat that gives free wash for those who can't afford it. The small step they have to take, though, to take advantage.
Plus, the city's annual holiday tree is chopped down and taken downtown, the neighborhood it came from.
And at times it's going to feel like Christmas like tonight, and at times it's going to feel like spring like it will next week. We got a lot of ups and downs to talk about coming up next. But first, here's the latest look at your Kentucky Lottery jackpots. The Mega Millions up to $200 million. The Powerball at $60 million.
The Kentucky Lottery, fueling imagination, funding education.
We want to head back out to Paris. That breaking news right now. The AP now confirming the hostage situation inside the concert venue is over. This is a live picture right now from Paris. More than 100 people taken hostage. They are now seeking treatment after police busted in, killing 2 of the attackers.
French TV outlets are reporting as many as 60 dead in multiple attacks in the city, including those from that concert. Explosions outside a soccer stadium, a shooting inside a mall, and one in a restaurant. We'll have much more on this story as it continues to develop.
Back in Kentucky, she has helped with countless searches for high-profile missing pets and also people, including Nelson County mother Crystal Rogers.
As Josh Bresla reports, now she's searching for her lost phone, which holds some important information related to those cases.
A trip to the Mount Sterling Walmart isn't out of the ordinary for Carmi Rockwell. The stop she and her daughter made on Sunday, November 1st, though, didn't quite go according to plan. Rockwell's black iPhone 4, like the one seen here, was lost.
We searched Walmart over every aisle, every place we'd been that evening, and we couldn't find it.
Some say just get a new phone, but Rockwell says it's not that simple. The Montgomery County woman, who has 5 bloodhounds, is heavily involved in the searches for lost pets and several high-profile missing persons, from Madison County's Brooklyn Farthing to Nelson County's Crystal Rogers and Bath County's Norma Brown.
The phone's nothing special. It's the information that all of us searchers have on it to help families find their missing loved ones and their missing pets.
That information, Rockwell tells me, includes GPS coordinates of the exact locations that have already been searched in a number of missing persons cases. It also contains records of conversations with other crews that could be pivotal as searches resume in the next few weeks. Rockwell is begging the person who found the phone to turn it into Walmart or to Mount Sterling Police.
These families have already been waiting quite some time to get their family members back. We just want to try to help bring closure for them.
And Mount Sterling police are investigating and are looking at surveillance video from the store's parking lot to try and help.
Free laundry for those who need it. It is the compassionate business model for one Evansville, Indiana laundromat. Those who can't afford to pay can go to one of 6 local churches to pick up tokens for laundry. The owner also runs a construction company, so this laundromat is his way of giving back.
We've been very blessed through our entire careers, and we thought it was a good opportunity to give back to the community that has given us so much.
It officially opens next week.
It will soon start looking a lot like Christmas in downtown Louisville. That's because the annual holiday tree has made its way west. The tree was donated to the city from the Balthaser family who lives on Phoenix Trail in eastern Jefferson County. Crews began extracting the 45-foot Norway spruce early this morning before it made its way to the plaza at 4th and Jefferson.
I am so excited to share this gorgeous tree with the city. I wanted it decorated since I moved in, and this is the year, so I'm ecstatic.
Very nice. The 35th annual Light Up Louisville event will take place Friday, November the 27th.
Starting to feel a whole lot more like the holiday season this weekend, especially at night.
Yeah, meteorologist Brian Good in for Kevin today. And Brian, when the sun was out today, it wasn't bad, but then when it started going down and the wind picked up, it was cold out there.
Yeah, the wind more than anything. I mean, that really had a bite to it, create a little bit of a wind chill outside. But speaking of the holiday season here, counting down the days that you are able to get that shopping done, it's hard to notice how the temperatures do go back and forth between warm and somewhat cool weather. Thanksgiving is on there on the 26th. I will say at this point, I am going to keep it in liquid form, but there are signs that something other than liquid could be falling from the sky there for Thanksgiving. But that's a long way off, so I'm just going to...
We know you would be thankful for a snowy Thanksgiving, the rest of us.
I don't want anything that's going to keep people from visiting family.
Exactly.
That's important. But a nice festive light snow that melts, maybe, I wouldn't mind that.
I'm okay for that on Christmas. Thanksgiving, we can pass.
You'd probably be okay with it every day of the year, the winter time anyway.
That's right.
Yeah.
Thanks, Brian.
All right.
An unexpected bath for one car wash worker the moments before he got tangled up in this mess.
The car wash manager finds himself in a sticky but clean situation. Josh Hood was cleaning up with a hose in Slidell, Louisiana, when the brush caught the hose and took Josh with it. There he goes. The terrifying spin lasted less than 30 seconds, but I bet you that felt a lot longer. He says the hose was actually wrapped around him, hog-tying him to that rotating brush. Finally, the brush spit him out, and luckily he was not hurt, but he definitely was shaken up.
It was scary. I was in the military, and that was scarier than anything I've ever been through in the military. I thought I was going to hit the steel poles around it as I was spinning.
You think after that spin that Josh would be squeaky clean, but he says he still took a shower that night.
Definitely be dizzy. Well, if you have $159 million just laying around, this beachfront home is calling your name. The 11-bedroom mansion is modeled after the Palace of Versailles, and just as elaborate, it's adorned with gold leaf balconies, fountains, gates, and doors. The Miami home's amenities include a few guest houses, a pool, ice skating rink, go-kart track, bowling alley, and nightclub. There's also a 30-car garage and a private beach.
You know what's really great is the Mega Millions is $200 million. So if you won that, you could buy the house and have some money left over.
Done.
Just a plan. Stick around for Wave 3 News at 7:30 with Dawn G. The campaign to keep kids in need warm this winter. What you can do to help.
Plus, outgoing Governor Steve Beshear, one last time promoting Kentucky's health care program Governor-elect Bevin has promised to dismantle.
And we are continuing to watch this developing situation in Paris. Several dozen people dead. This is a live picture right now outside the theater where 100 people were taken hostage during a concert. That hostage situation now over. Police stormed in and killed 2 of the attackers. More ahead at 7:30.